Hello everyone, my name is Ms Lee and I'm a French teacher here at Lusk Community College. Today I'm going to give you a general overview of the subject of French and what is involved in the subject at Leaving Cert level. Okay. So, subject overview. Candidates may take the examination at higher level or ordinary level. The syllabus is common to both, which means that we will follow both of them at the same time. It is a communicative syllabus organised around the needs, expectations and interests which students bring to the foreign language classroom. Tasks assessed involve both productive use of language, the oral and written skills, as well as receptive use, which is reading and listening comprehension. French as a Leaving Certificate subject aims to bring students closer to fluency in the French language, as well as developing a good knowledge of literature, culture, geography and national history in order to provide a context for communication. Senior Cycle French builds on the knowledge acquired for the Junior Certificate. The structure of the subject. So the Leaving Certificate examination at both levels is comprised of three components: an oral examination, a written paper containing both reading comprehension material and a written production section. The third element then is a listening comprehension test. The structure of the subject when it's taught, it kind of follows how you would naturally learn the subject. So if you go to France, the first thing you would do is meet another person, so you would introduce yourself. So the first topic you would learn to talk about would be myself, moi-même. Then it would come on to talk about my family, my friends, my house, young people, and then you would go into more broader scope of issues and topics like education, what I do in my spare time, holidays, health and the general world around us. Okay. So assessment at Leaving Certificate. At higher level, the oral examination is worth 100 marks, while at ordinary level, the oral examination is worth 80 marks. Paper 1 in the reading comprehension is 120 marks at higher level, while at ordinary level, the reading comprehension is 160 marks. For the written expression, also part of paper 1, at higher level, it's worth 100 marks, and at ordinary level it's worth 60 marks. So you can see there you're expected to be able to produce a lot more, to write a lot more at higher level than you are at ordinary level. Okay, at ordinary level it's more about your comprehension and your understanding. At higher level it's about your ability to produce the language. Okay, and then the final section is paper 2, which is a listening comprehension, and that is worth 80 marks at higher level and it's worth 100 marks at ordinary level. Here we have some samples of students' work. On the left we have phrases and vocabulary that the student has compiled for the opinion question, which is a question that comes up on the higher level Leaving Cert exam, in which the student expresses their opinion on a topical issue in a 75 word to 90 word answer. On the right we see where the student is taking down vocabulary and verbs on the topic of music, la musique, after we watched the film Les Choristes in class about a choir in a French boarding school. Okay, you can see also there that the student has taken down verbs and has got a good range of vocabulary there built up from watching the film. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a listening, and this would be typical of what we would listen to in class.
5.6 L'importance des langues. À mon avis, les langues sont très importantes sur le plan professionnel. Apprendre une langue étrangère nous donne la possibilité de vivre et travailler dans plusieurs pays. Parler une langue étrangère est important dans le monde du travail, car cela nous permet de communiquer avec une plus grande clientèle. Aujourd'hui, on vit dans un monde multiculturel où il est normal de parler plusieurs langues. Malheureusement, ici en Irlande, on croit que ce n'est pas la peine d'apprendre des langues étrangères car tout le monde parle anglais. Cette attitude me déçoit beaucoup car il y a des millions de gens qui ne sont pas anglophones. Dans un monde où le racisme et la discrimination existent toujours, je crois que les langues nous aident à avoir un esprit plus ouvert. On a tous besoin d'apprendre d'autres langues car elles nous aident à comprendre les différents peuples et leur culture.
Je pense que parler une langue étrangère est le meilleur moyen de découvrir un pays, un peuple et une culture. Il est tout à fait vrai que les langues ouvrent des portes vers d'autres cultures. Vous pouvez découvrir un tout autre monde au lieu de ne visiter que d'autres pays anglophones comme d'habitude.
Okay, so that was a listening comprehension and is basically talking about the importance of languages. If you've done French for your junior cert, you might actually have understood a lot of that. Okay, so here we have some student feedback on the subject. So students who have studied French would say that French is a very useful subject for the Leaving Cert. It opens up your opportunities to go to colleges like UCD as you need a language other than Irish to apply. Also, knowing a widely used language is a great skill to have for your future. Okay, that's actually very true. A lot of the national universities of Ireland require students to have another language apart from Irish, so you need to have a modern foreign language. So just be careful of that. You need to make sure that whatever you are planning to do, that you have your language there. Okay, another student said French is an international language and one of the most important languages in the European Union. By taking French at Leaving Cert, you will be getting a lot of opportunities to work in places such as France and Canada. That's actually also very true. There was a recent article in the Irish Times about what jobs are very important in the future, and languages is becoming way more important than it used to be. So we're living in a more multicultural society, and as you see on the picture here on the left here, the parts in coloured parts are part of the francophonie. So these are parts of the world that speak French. So by learning a language, you actually gain access to the culture of these worlds, and you literally have access to a whole world at your fingertips by learning a language. Okay, we keep going on then. So in student achievements, in the Leaving Cert in 2019, this is the national breakdown of grades achieved for French. Okay, so French remains the most popular foreign language for Leaving Cert students by quite a margin. In total, 23,361 students sat Leaving Cert French exams, 15,654 at higher level and 7,707 at ordinary level. Okay, so if you have a look, you can see at higher level, students have achieved a good, most students achieved a good grade, and therefore would gain a lot of points from that. At ordinary level, you can see that students tend to perform around the middle of the subject. Now, I would expect not many students at ordinary level to score and at the higher grades, because if you're scoring the higher grades there, you should probably be doing higher level. Okay. Now, going on then, if you have a language, you have the potential to follow any career path. I'm going to play some audio right now of these two people. On the top, you'll see a guy called Kieran Maxaron, and he is an engineer, and French has helped him to get where he is. And the person on the bottom is called Kate Walsh, and she's a beauty therapist. I'm going to play Kieran Maxaron first. He explains the benefits of learning a foreign language such as French and how it has led to many opportunities in his career for life. Okay.
My name's Kieran Maxaron. I'm the rolling stock manager with Transport Infrastructure Ireland. My job on a day-to-day basis involves everything in and around the procurement of Lewis trams. I like the teamwork element. I have to work closely with civil engineers, structural engineers, architects, track design managers. There's various stages and projects of storming and norming and forming, but essentially you all end up effectively friends. I started engineering, I suppose, because I came from mainly a family of marketeers and accountants, and I knew for sure I didn't want to do any of that, and I was good at fixing bikes. At the end of the day, in my CAO application, the top 5 courses were engineering. French has indeed been hugely beneficial to me in my career. I was sent to La Rochelle for 9 months as the client representative to supervise the manufacture of the Lewis trams. Had I not spoken French, I wouldn't have been assigned to France. You can learn it to a certain extent in school, but it's really when you go to a country, literally within about 10 to 15 days, it comes on in leaps and bounds. There are times, such as right now, when we're taking delivery of trams, and the staff on the ground doing the test don't speak English, so it's a huge advantage to me, and I speak French to them.
Yeah, non, il est arrivé hier. La prochaine semaine, il y aura un autre. Bien, bien.
Most recently, we had delivery of the first 55-metre long tram in 2 halves. We actually had some difficulty whereby the tractor unit of the truck reversing into Sandyford Depot got stuck on the other side of the road, and there was a huge argument between subcontractors and different companies, all French, and it was yours truly who, with his French, was able to speak as the client and dictate as to what needed to happen for the delivery to be complete. If somebody was considering whether or not they would learn a language or not, I would compare it to my own situation. Had I not, I wouldn't have had the massive opportunities in life thus far that I have had.
I work on cruise ships as a spa manager. I'm 23 years old, I'm from Dublin, and when I was 16 years old I went and lived in France for a year in Normandy and studied French. I did beauty and body therapy in college, and straight after college a recruiter came to college to talk to us about working on a cruise ship, and it was definitely something I wanted to do, and since I had done French it seemed like an amazing thing to do to travel the world. My job on the cruise ship is a spa manager, so basically that entails running the complete spa. You're running all the staff, you're running all the treatments, making sure everything runs smoothly. My favourite thing about working on the cruise ship is that I get to visit so many different countries, and in 18 months I've got the opportunity to visit 44 countries. Bonjour! Oui, j'ai un rendez-vous pour demain. I use French on a day-to-day basis dealing with all of the clients, especially if we're going around France, all around that area of the world. Majority of the clients would be French, so it's very beneficial for me that I can use their first language, my second language, to speak to them and communicate with them, and also in my personal life dealing with the other crew members that are from France and be able to speak to them in their language. I love travelling, I love meeting new people, I love meeting new cultures, and obviously visiting all the different countries, so it suits me perfectly, this job. I've made so many friends, but not only friends from Europe, friends from all over the world, and it's amazing. So you're always able to have the opportunity to go on holidays and all these different places and visit the friends you've made for life. During the 3 months that I'm off work and I'm home, I love...
Okay, so if you want to continue to listen to her story, it's very interesting. You can find it on Languages Connect. So basically with French, you can kind of explore the whole world. You have leeway into loads of different careers. If you're interested in finding out anything else about French as a subject, feel free to email me. My email address is ely@lustcc.ie, and thanks for